everyone. Welcome to Not For My Cooking.
Episode 2. Bang, bang.
So this episode we are going to focus on blended families and how we have made it work to the best of our ability. That's all we can speak on is us.
We can speak for ourselves.
Yes, we can speak on ourselves. We did ask that some people send in questions, which is fine. We are going to do our best to answer those questions for you. And, you know, maybe you guys have different views on blended family, but we can talk about us specifically and how we have made it work. So, before we get into that, we would like to talk about our first episode, which you guys know was our first episode. So there was a lot of stuff going on. Number one, the silence. You don't hear that fire alarm beeping no more.
Well, actually,
Shout out to
do.
my husband. You didn't fix it?
No, I took the battery out, but it's still beeping. I was like, we ain't got no 9-volt batteries just around.
You might
got
see. Then let's talk about communication.
You got 9-volt
My husband had the
battery?
whole ladder out and everything. I asked him what he was doing. He said he was changing the battery.
I said I was taking the battery out.
Don't matter. He never followed through and said.
You got a 9-volt battery somewhere?
No, I don't have a 9-volt battery somewhere, but you should have said,
Then shut
babe,
your mouth.
I never changed it.
Oh.
So now, okay.
Well, we don't hear it
so
anyway.
This is our second episode, so you're just going to have to hear it. All right? So I don't want to hear y'all coming at us again about the damn.
We acknowledge.
We know. Now, I want to shout out all the wives out there that, wait for their husband to change the goddamn battery. And, it's only been happening for about 6 months. I got to the point where I'm kind of immune to it.
Me too.
So, I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, so, all right. So, that's number one. Scratch that. Number one starts here. We're going to talk about recants real quick.
And look what we got. We got notes today.
We having a whole agenda because that's what we love feedback and critique and all of that stuff. So we are going to start with that.
So let me recant.
Yes.
Because when I start shooting off the mouth, talk about it ain't none of them sexy actresses that we out here in the streets, I was wrong. I was basing it off of the shows I watch. But then when I watched the shows again, I said, hold on, we got some bad ones in there. So it's my turn. You had about 6 or 7 of them last time. But I'm only going to name my top 3. My top 3. So if I jack the name up and she hear it one day, wow, sorry.
If she hear it one day, what?
Well, she might watch the podcast.
Oh, okay. I mean, don't be trying to get out there and be thirsty.
Hey, like I said, I'm going for the top. They might hear this one day. So my first one is, her name is Jade Achete. I might be saying it sound like machete, but just with an E. She played on one of my favorite shows, and that's Billions. She's one of the, I want to say something. She does something with the stocks. She's a monster on there, and she's a baddie. I like that. So then my second one is, I'm gonna give it to the Kravitz, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah. She's making moves. She's in that new Batman that we ain't seen yet.
I've been sick.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. My wife been sick. But 2 weeks before that she was okay. But it's been out like 6 months. And then the third and final, I don't even need this. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because I ain't do it. It's Danielle Monet Truitt from one of our favorite shows. What show is that? Organized Crime.
Law and Order.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Law and Order, Organized Crime, Staver's boss. Yeah, she's another baddie. So that's my top 3.
The reason for that recant is because that's not even a recant, really. Dre said, "Oh no, I guess it is," because he said that there was no black actresses for him to talk about.
Yeah, for me to lust after.
And I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, and I'm going to take back what I said, and my daughter is going to kill me because she told me the story behind the Black Panther, and I forgot, and I should have wrote it down. And so, Kira, mommy
Oh
messed
yeah,
up.
yeah. She said that.
She told us, okay, we both were wrong about
I was
where Black
semi-wrong.
Panther actually originated from. So actually, Stan Lee actually was not the creator. So you were wrong, and then I was wrong about Ryan Coogler. I was right about him directing it, but I was wrong about it, and it actually was somebody else, and I can't think of the name, but he ended up switching over to DC Comics.
Yeah,
and
well, they was partners. They was
Right.
partners, and he came up with
Right.
Black
But
Panther.
you said Stan Lee was the guy, so.
No, I mean, it was still
Whatever.
in the same. If you come up with something, it's like I came up with it because we won.
So they was one?
Yeah, they was.
You
They was one that had on Marvel.
You start rumors?
He's the one that count. We can go back to that. He's the one that count.
All right. Well, so anyway, with that being said, we're going to move on, and we are going to talk about where we're going to discuss our sponsor for the night.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to talk about, what our podcast will be about today, which is blended families, right? And so there are a lot of blended families in the world today. I mean, there's been blended families forever, but, yeah.
Blended families have me in a different.
Jesus. We want to talk about, I asked some people to send in questions, and I got a ton of questions from people. I'm going to just say, anonymous to a lot of the people that have sent in the questions, because I don't want to, I don't want people to think like, I don't know. I don't know if these questions were supposed to be broadcasted or, no one ever said.
But they wanted to be asked. Why would they ask?
Well, but you don't know why they're asking these questions. They might be asking questions for their own personal, right? So, you can answer and I can answer, right? And we can say how it works for us, right? All right, so, what are your parenting skills? So, this is a question that we got. And so, him and I both came in with children. We have no children together, but we came into our relationship.
We have children together. We have Teddy Pendergraft, aka our German Shepherd.
They're dogs.
They cost money like kids.
We don't have
they cost money like kids
together.
She looked like the Chihuahua. Oh, I'm sorry.
The question again, what are your parenting skills? And I will say for me personally, my parenting skills, I am very strict. I am all about, education, and you need to do something, but I also believe in, respect. You have to, in order for me to respect you, you gotta respect me. I mean, that's that part. I'm that person. I'm that mom where, I've raised 4 children, and then I have my 2 bonus children who I've also assisted in raising. And the thing is, for me, parenting means, straighten up behind yourself. I'm not your maid. I'm not, you gonna clean up behind yourself. I'm a cook and all of that stuff or whatever, but I feel like, the kids should take turns being responsible for cleaning up behind themselves if they're of age, obviously. I'm not a slave driver. But, if they're all mature enough and old enough to be able to clean up behind themselves, I believe in you should clean your room. And I also believe in punishing. I'm also someone who spanks kids. So, that was before, the laws and stuff, but I guess I was ahead of that time, so I was able to get away with it. But I believe in spanking. You know why? Because some of these kids deserve to get their behinds whooped.
Whoop their ass.
Yeah. So, with that being said, my husband, and this is us going into, obviously, our relationship. This is how I was. I was raised that way also, so.
Yeah, I'm more like a traditional father, being we let the mothers take the butt of everything. So I'll just be the cool dad and finance them.
So what I heard was, let me translate. What I heard was, I'm the person that does everything, and he just sits back and be like, how much you need? What do we got to do to fix it?
Yeah.
Babe, the kids is in jail. How much is it going to cost to get him out? He ain't going to the jail. I'm going to the jail.
Yeah, because if I go, I'm messing around, go to jail too. Now we both in there.
Lord, okay. So, should you discipline your spouse's child? You go first.
Yeah. You know, one of my
Don't.
favorite.
I know. No, you was about to say it.
So
don't you say that.
now, keep in mind, I'm not really. I don't beat kids. That's not my thing. You know, I can really say something, and it. You know, my thing is I'm attacking where it hurts. You know, what
happens when you're petty?
What they say when you grow up a certain way, like I'm a victim of circumstances, meaning my mom used to give me the business all the time. Did it work? Sometimes. But I got so used to taking beatings that I knew when I did something like, well, you know, I'm just gonna get beat. You know, it is what it is. I had a good time. So I forgot the question. What was the question?
God, I knew he was gonna go off topic.
Oh no, because what was that
you
movie?
Discipline your spouse.
What was that movie?
Meet the Blacks, I think.
Yeah, so it's a part of the movie. Like, even though I don't do it, it was just
a Marlon Wayans movie or something.
Yeah, so it was just one part on the movie, like, and the dude was beating his stepson or stepdaughter, and he was like chastising her. He was like, "Yeah, this is how you beat your stepkids. I don't beat my own kid, but I beat your kids." And I'm laughing probably about a good.
Oh no, he wasn't laughing. He was crying, laughing.
Because it was funny.
Like tears welled up in his eyes. He laughed like gut punching, laughing. And we were watching the movie, and I like side-eyed him. Now, I don't know what part of our relationship it was. Look, he's still laughing. He think that shit funny, right?
It was just funny that somebody said that out loud.
He stopped and said, "I don't beat my kids, but I beat my stepkids." He laughed until straight tears. He was gut laughing like
it was funny.
Stop.
It was funny.
And I'm side-eyeing him like, why are you laughing so hard? You don't even beat kids, but you gonna beat mine?
Because somebody put that in a movie. I'm like, why would he? Who even thinks like that? But it was
clearly you do.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I didn't believe in it.
So
yeah, when it comes to like beating and stuff like that, like. If I don't do it, so why would I expect somebody else to do that? You know, I'm not gonna. That's just not my thing. You know, yeah, I got beat growing up.
All, discipline don't mean you beat them.
Discipline
means punishment. That's just your.
Well, my discipline when I was getting beat. I was getting beat, but you know, kept me out of trouble. Well, I mean, it's not that it kept me out of trouble. It kept me out of getting caught because I had to be extra sneaky. So I didn't want to get a beating, but I don't prefer other people to do that, you know. I don't prefer that because I learned the hard way.
I have, prior to us being together, I have raised my children, and I guess I beat my kids' asses. Yeah. So when we got into a relationship and then his children came into the relationship, no, I have never beat them. No, they don't get yelled at and talked to like my children. I talk to my kids the way I was raised. Like, our family is very blunt, and we discipline with kindness. So with that, I mean,
and I discipline with
my thing
taking
is
away.
We are our family will be like, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to this. Like, you was not allowed to lay on the couch and don't wash your ass. Like, get your ass up off my couch with your dirty ass. Like, get your dirty ass off my couch. I didn't even know
that was a thing.
It was a thing in our family. Like, it wasn't allowed.
I didn't
you had
know
to get up and take a shower before you even thought about it, and then take your ass outside. There was no laying around. Now, this generation is different because a lot of them don't go outside. However, my take on it for kids is that my kids will say it. Like, I don't play that. Like, get your behind up. You ain't gonna be laying around on my couch all day funky. Get your ass up. Put some soap and all of that stuff. Now,
Now, I was
Granted,
super
I raised
clean.
my kids talking to them like that. Like, get your ass up and and clean up behind yourself and get your room together and your bathroom. You just nasty. You nasty. I have said to my kids that, do you want to be that child that go to school and everybody calls you the stinky kid? You stink. Get your ass up there and take a shower. That's how I talk. Now, when his kids came along, no, I don't talk to them like that because I don't know how they've been raised, and I don't say that. I will clearly say to my kids, get your ass up and go get in that shower, and then I'll turn to their kids and be like, would you mind going and taking a shower, please?
Yeah,
Because
I would be more like,
there's an
I would
odor
say,
or
you
something.
gonna smell like that all day, you ain't gonna
Right.
I'm more like, so
Well,
you just
what
not
I
gonna
have
get
done
fresh?
is I go to my husband.
Yeah,
Actually.
so
I don't
would be
even
more,
say anything.
that's more my thing. I'm more like, cause I'm like, so you ain't gonna be fresh? Like you out here acting like your name don't matter. You ain't. That's how I talk though. I talk like a 70s movie without the cussing. That's literally how I talk. So I'm like, oh, so you're just gonna be out here just funky out here, just disrespecting everyone.
With the cussing.
Yeah. Just a different perspective.
And we have different ways of, but Dre is more of like he don't do the discipline. It's be me. I'll say, I'll say he'll say, well,
take that shit away, don't pay for it, don't do this. That's me.
Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And I'm like, but then I turn out to be the evil step parent because now I'm the one that's taking away, I'm the one that's this one, and I'm the one that's telling you to go wash your behind.
Now, but here's this one. So, and we did this not too long, well, no, you did this not too long ago. I wasn't even here. Mm-hmm. Remember when you was telling our youngest daughter to wash the dishes? She was like, wash the dishes, wash the dishes. She wouldn't wash them. Keep in mind, I'm not even in the state. She said, if you don't wash the dishes, Dre said, threw my name in there, do the scenario in there, and then next thing you know, the dishes wash. So she used to, even though
he said he's gonna turn the Wi-Fi on.
Yeah, like he said he's gonna take this or he's gonna take your phone.
She's scared of him.
But
not me. She's scared of him. I would literally put them both on a group text message and say something that she did, and it gets done. He ain't never had the discipline. I don't think he's ever raised his voice, yelled.
Have to then.
Anything. Him and her have they just goof on each other. They talk junk back to each other all day long. That's all they do is joke, kid, all of that stuff or whatever. But then this is her with me the whole time. In the side eye.
Well, don't act like our youngest doesn't idolize you too.
Well, our relationship is different. And then he don't get in trouble.
Yeah, but he still idolizes. If you be like, yeah, can you do this for? I'd be like, you gonna do it?
Oh, I don't have to ask him more. I don't even gotta
ask
him
him
questions.
So that's when I throw him in the pool. I'm like,
so you
just.
He gives hugs. He loves me. He responds to my text messages. He loves me, and I love him too.
Smooth like his daddy.
He is not trying to. Anyway.
I didn't say that.
How do you remain on the same page? Well, I feel like we've answered that.
Yeah, we did.
How did your kids react when you got married?
It was good. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, we did the whole marriage thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. It wasn't. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we had so much stuff with them prior to the marriage.
Yeah.
So I want our kids to do everything together. Everything
the crazy thing is they're
a part of everything.
Our kids is like, it's
real siblings.
Yeah, you can't. It's like you can't tell they're not related. You can't tell them they're not related. They're so close, and it's weird to the point where if I go somewhere, people, oh my God, oh, your son looks just like you, or your daughter looks just like you. We be laughing at each other like, thank you.
Well, the key is to.
I almost thought I had a type at one time.
I think what we did cohesively was we started our children off calling them brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And we have never called them anything, do this or whatever. I think I had asked you like years ago, And it wasn't like we were fighting or anything. I just was randomly thinking about it when we were driving wherever we were going. And I said, how are we going to break up our kids? Like, if we ever did, right?
Yeah.
If we did, our children would be like, it would be weird for them.
Yeah. Like their relationship is,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say stronger than ours, but strong. Like
Well, they're siblings.
Yeah,
They don't have to be blood related, and I love that. They don't have to be blood related. They all.
Yeah, my
consider each
closest
other-
people is not blood related, so you
Yeah.
know.
Well, so I really appreciate that. Dre is the only child. I am the oldest of 6 siblings, and we were a blended family, and you cannot tell me that. So I'm the oldest of 6, and even if the kids came into our family as a blended family, I'm still the oldest, and that means I have watched every last one of them at one point come into this world, and they've only seen me as their older sister, and that's basically how it is. So I have I guess I have like the
mom. You act like people moms.
I act like people's mom, or I'm just like protective.
Yeah, who protects them? Mom. That's why they say mama
Well,
bear.
always protect.
Yeah, but we don't protect like moms.
They
Y'all
say Papa Bear.
overprotect. Y'all overprotect.
Do you get involved with ex-spouses when ex-spouses are causing issues with your current spouse? You can answer that. Oh, well, I've never been married.
Like, the fuck? You've been married before? I slapped Because the documentation was saying, remember the documentation?
Yes,
they kept saying,
I'm a black woman who has not been married. Yes, I've had children out of wedlock. I'm just
Clearly,
saying.
people know that part.
I mean, I'm just saying, I've never been married. I never really strived to get married. I'm gonna be honest. I never wanted to get married.
Till she married me, the DILF.
I mean, it was nice. It sounded good, but I mean, I had parents who kept getting married, and it's like, you know, I didn't see a whole lot of marriage growing up. You know, I seen some.
Went off topic. So the answer to the question is, play it as it go. We really don't, like, you know, my thing is, my saying when we first got together and we met, my saying was this: nothing else matters once I come in that house. Meaning, like, I don't care what the world got to say. So if anything outside of that door, I can't control that. But when we come in the house, it's about us. So that would be my answer to that. It's like, as long as we're on the same page, doesn't really matter what anybody else got to say, because someone always have something to say. Always negative, more negative than positive. Would you agree?
Yes, but I am a spouse that does step her foot in sometimes, because I'm very, like you said, protective. So, you know, I've seen some unfair stuff happen, and what I've realized over time is that it has caused more issues by me even speaking up than it did with me saying anything at all. Because I realize now that when I don't say anything, the reaction is different. Before, when I used to say everything and be like, no, now it's different. It's like, you know, so I don't, the one thing that I don't want for him is for him to have issues, because like he said, when we come into our household and when we do things as a family unit, us being one and then our children, I don't want any issues that's going to cause any friction or is going to keep us from being a part of any of our children's lives. So that's something that him and I both had to get through over the years, because initially when we first started out, of course, you know, we don't know, we're still learning each other, and then now we got to learn about each other's past and how we've, you know, handled it. And the one thing that I can say is my husband has made me very, very humble to a lot of things, because I've watched him go through stuff, and then he's watched me go through stuff, and then we have worked through it together. We have talked it through. We have fought about it. We have argued about it. We have stopped speaking about it. And then one day, literally, we was having a conversation, and I'm like, our arguments is for outside people. We ain't fighting with each other. We're fighting.
Which I'm against. I don't.
Right. We're fighting. Yeah. We're fighting against people that have nothing to do with anything. Once you walk through our door, them people on the outside. So for anybody out there that is going through stuff and you're feeling like you have to be that person to your spouse, my advice, let them deal with it, and you just be that comfort person. Be that person for them, so that when they get home and they, it's a lot on their plate and they're stressing and they're going through what they're going through, just be that person for them. Like, have their back, talk them through it. And sometimes, my husband he's had my back in so many ways, because when it was times when I wanted to fucking scream and go crazy and go off and stuff like that, he will pull me from up there off of that ledge and be like, babe, you don't it's not worth it. Just let it go and don't be that person. And it's been times where the same applied for him. So
in her mind, in her world, she really thinks she can beat me. Like, she believes that. So it's so funny, because I'll be like, you really believe that you can beat me? Look how she looking at me like she really believes. I'm thinking, like, we said our weight, the last thing is like 220 plus.
You think your
boxing.
Weight, my mother believed in the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
But you remember that one time.
She also said,
you remember that the harder you fall that one time, and I ain't hit you. But we're gonna say that on a different episode when you try to charge me. We ain't gonna do that. We
you don't brought it up. Mama, keep going, sir. Go ahead, keep on.
No, because we already 50 minutes in. We gotta speed it up.
As a matter of fact, we was fighting over this exact topic. We was fighting because he had did something, and I don't remember. You did something. You said something. Dre's mouth is reckless. Anybody out there that knows this man knows that his mouth is reckless. They called him Cuddy, because he cut with words. It's horrible.
They ain't called me Cuddy for that.
And what I'm saying, that's what they must have had called you for. I don't know, because I don't know that side. I don't know that past person.
Yeah, I was a church man.
Whatever. No, Christian. You wasn't. No, you wasn't a Christian. And so we was arguing about some blended family shit, right? And then he got on my last nerve, but the level of petty in this person. See, I'm the spouse that, well, even if I'm mad at you, I'm still gonna do the same shit for you. I'm not gonna stop cooking. I'm not gonna stop doing your laundry. I'm not gonna, you gotta sleep on the couch. Nah, you gonna suffer right along with me. I'm gonna be mad at you. You're gonna be mad at me, but I'm still gonna cook your meal. I'm still gonna do your laundry. I'm that spouse, right? Even if I'm pissed. I was doing his laundry still, even though he was getting on my damn nerves and doing some stupid shit and running his mouth. He said something for the last time, and I was done.
No.
With his mouth, yes.
No, what happened was...
I went to go walk past you with the laundry basket.
No, you missed it. So what I did was, I said, fuck this, and I acted like I was going out. So I ironed my clothes.
Nuh-uh, baby.
No,
that's a different day.
That's the same time we was on.
No, but that was the next day afterwards.
That was the same day. I ironed my clothes.
Petty. Always being petty.
I ironed my clothes.
He was acting like he was going out. Go ahead.
So I went out the front door, and I came back in the downstairs door. So I'm in my man cave now. So the reason why you came downstairs with the laundry, because the laundry room is through my man cave. So you see me all dressed up, and then
I watch you iron your clothes in the bedroom. You made a point to iron your clothes in the bedroom where I was sitting there watching TV.
I was
the
petty.
Level of petty.
So
gonna iron your shit in the living room? No, let me just get in front of her and make her think I'm going out.
I went outside. I came back in, and I was in my man cave as if I forgot something or whatever. I didn't know that she was coming downstairs to actually, do the laundry. I didn't know that. So then so now she's furious. She's furious. I was like, you just gonna leave in the middle of an argument? This and that. So I'm talking shit. I'm talking mad shit. I'm talking what I'm talking. So she just blacked out, start charging me. Charging me.
So you gonna tell everybody I beat on you?
Yup.
He deserved it.
So she charged me swinging. I was like, all right, that's enough. So she do one last charge. She go full-fledged. Now keep in mind, my couch is like right here. This wall is the couch. This is where the couch at. So she charges me. So instead of me hitting her, I went into one of my tactical moves. So I dipped to the side and hip tossed her. So she just, all the force of her body, it just went and she flipped and hit the wall. And she slid down the wall like the cartoon. You did slide down the wall. You did. For like 3 seconds, you was stuck on the wall. I thought she was a portrait.
My legs hit the wall.
Yo, you slid. And then you slid down the
See how
wall.
tall I am? Really?
Yeah, we had a high ceiling.
You flipped me
flipped
and my
yourself.
legs. My legs hit the wall.
No, let me clarify this. You flipped yourself. All I did was turn to the side.
Goodbye. I fell right on the couch.
You fell on the couch, and it was the slowest fall because it's like you was like, you couldn't believe you flipped. So for like 3 seconds, you stared at me like this.
I didn't think you had it in you to grab me and
no, I just moved to the side and let you go. That was your momentum.
You grabbed the basket and let me go. I had the laundry basket, and that's what happened.
See, I thought you were trying to attack me with the basket. So I moved, and then she slid in the air. And for 3 seconds, she was just hanging on there looking like a portrait. And she slid down, and then she looked at me for like 3 seconds like, how you gonna let me fall on the ground like that? I'm like, you did that. She ain't never swing on me again after that.
See what I mean? Y'all gonna hear these stories, and you're gonna always remember what I said about that only child syndrome, because his imagination, because that is not how it happened. I did not even ask him. Remember? I did not even ask him. I didn't say anything. I stared at him with a look like "Don't go to sleep," and your ass left.
Why?
You left, and you ain't come back for a few hours. Then you say you went and sat in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, because I was laughing. I had to play it off.
He was scared.
No, I wasn't scared.
Let her ass come
I wasn't
because
scared.
He had nowhere to go. He won't going out. He go that crazy.
No.
So he went and
I wasn't
sat
scared.
in the parking lot.
I wasn't scared, but you know what? When she hit the wall and slid, she was up there for 3 seconds.
And all I did was stare at you.
Yo,
I stared
it took
at you.
everything in my power not to laugh, because remember, we were arguing. Laughing. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I had to still play my part. Like, I couldn't laugh. So I left, and I probably laughed.
You were laughing too goddamn hard. Why you got tears in your eyes? Why?
No, it was hilarious. I mean, it was funny as shit. It was funny.
Okay, a little bit off topic again.
See,
it's about blended families.
We're going to edit that out. All right.
Okay, so we got 2 more questions. How do you approach your partner about their child when they're misbehaving, whatever?
Well, I mean, most of the time, this is what people do.
No, you already said that.
No, this is what you're like, so they misbehaving, like, so you just say it, like, motherfucker's acting up. What you gonna do?
We're supposed to be talking about us.
That's what I'm saying.
And how we do it. Well,
like, we'll take a phone, you'll be like, this person doing this or this doing this and that. We'll be like, man, take their fucking phone. Yeah. That's my number one thing. Take your phone, because I know kids live off their phones. Shit, spouses live off their phones, but definitely kids live off their phones. Take their phone, take this and that, because I felt like the same thing with me. Like, I mean, we have a relationship. We just say what's going on. Like, well, what happened? And we go from there. That's pretty much it with us.
And we, depending on some of our kids, we call our kids the ones that when they wasn't working and they weren't doing nothing, we paying for everything. We call them bum asses. So we be like, your bum ass son, your bum ass daughter.
Yeah. That's our word. If you ain't doing something, you a bum ass.
Yeah, like you gotta be doing something. You gotta work. You gotta be going to school. You gotta be doing something, or you a bum ass. And we would say it about our children.
Yeah. Now we won't say it to them. We definitely would say.
I mean, I guess we're saying it now because if they watch this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, word."
Yeah, we said it. That was our word. That was we said.
We didn't mean it like that, but with different personalities. Yeah. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, my youngest daughter, or our youngest daughter, she thinks she's grown now because she's 19, but she likes to just still mess with me, even though she's at home, going to college and working and everything, but she still likes to like mess with me because she know I can't really say the things that, I mean, I can because she's still living in my house. But she likes to just mess with me and taunt me and stuff like that. Like she had the fake pregnancy test in there on her bed that time, and then she likes to, she came home one day, and then I was knocking on the door, and I was like, hey, just checking on you, making sure that you okay, because she was out all night and stuff like that. She's like, oh yeah, just did like my first line of coke last night. It was amazing.
Yeah, that
like
she get a she would that would catch her off
like
guard.
Well, because she knows it's gonna irritate me. Because
yeah,
I'm
me,
like, why?
She would have said that to me. I would be like, well, you ain't bring me none shit. Where that coke at? So you can't play the jokes because
again, that's why that's why I'm like the disciplined person, and him, he just more like, we're gonna joke about it. Everything is great, everything. And I'm like, nah, joke me. That ain't life. That you gotta teach them about life and tell them get their asses ready. But
you gotta lead by example.
So that's what you do. You joke through life forever.
No, I mean, I might have joked, but I've been on my grind since 14.
Well, then that's the part.
And they know that. They know that. I said that before. I've been like, I've been working since I was 14. By the time I was 18, I was busting down 2-3 jobs, and I was a only child.
Generation 8. Now they be like.
Well, that's why you some bum asses.
Anywho, define your role as being a step parent.
Same thing you would be as a parent.
Right.
So I mean, if you thinking I'm a step parent, then you gonna act like a step parent.
Right.
So if you treating everybody like they are your children, it doesn't really matter when it comes to titles and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I don't believe in the word step. I don't like that word because I wasn't raised with.
The military didn't care about that. They said,
remember when we first met?
All your kids count.
You, right. Remember when we first met and me and you was like discussing it, and I said to you, like how my family works, and you were like, so they're your stepsisters and brothers, and I was like, no, they're my brothers and sisters. Remember when we first had that conversation? And I was like, I don't like the word step. Right, I've never called my bonus kids anything. Matter of fact, the only reason why I call them bonus kids is because out of respect, honestly, for their moms. I don't want them to feel like I'm trying to take their place. I just want to be a bonus mom to them. I have a cohesive family. But yeah, as my role as a bonus mom, I would say is what you said. Just treat them like my own. So anyway, those were the questions that we have. I hope we answered them to the best of our ability. So our next podcast, we will be talking about us and traveling. And all of the husband-wife stuff that a lot of people go through when they are traveling, and the trials and tribulations of traveling with your partner, all of the things. So we'll discuss that on the next podcast. Thank you again for tuning in and listening to us. And I hope we were able to help you a little bit just by, us talking through our stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that we, a lot of stuff that we talked about that I feel like we were able to offer some sort of craziness to it, but hopefully it helps. Yes, thank you again for tuning in to Not For My Cooking.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you for joining us. And please share, like, and subscribe our channel. And we really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen again. Have a good one.